Now, there is a Rekieta update. Actually, there might have been more Rekieta updates than I have slotted up. Let me check real quick. I want to say that I had something else. I did. Sorry, let me get back to that real quick. Okay, so here's a summary of Rekieta's happenings, courtesy of Autistic Right. There was a interesting new matter of public record attached, which has become a meme, and there was a transcript attached to that. Did I read this? No, I did not. It was on Sunday. So there was a hearing on the 6th of June. April M. Holt took the stand on in defense of Rekieta. So Rekieta still has her down on lock as of June 6th. The cops had a warrant. They found cocaine, firearms, ammunition, and ketamine. The police testified that Rekieta's household was disgusting. The people testified that they had to step over dirty clothes in order to navigate around his house. So they described it as a disgusting place to be. Let's see. We already knew that the second youngest, who was 8 and then turned 9, like right after, tested positive for cocaine at the cutoff. Rekieta yelled objection instead of his own attorney, and the reason why he objected is because they had a toxicology report, and Rekieta objected to someone who was not a toxicologist reading the interpreting the numbers. So the whole thing that says the 8-year-old had cocaine in her system at 5,000 picograms per milligram, 10 times the cutoff. He said, objection! Objection! I need a true toxicologist to tell me that 5,000 is greater than 500 and 500 is greater than 0. Objection. And I think the judge even said something snarky like, are you his attorney or is he representing himself? Because he kept like interrupting the judge at some point. Alicia Sweep, who has the funniest name in the case, said that it's the consequence of our actions while hugging her oldest son. So Alicia Sweep testified that Rekieta's wife said this to her oldest son. The foster care parents, so apparently the kids are divvied up. No one person can handle all 5 kids. So the grandparents on both Rekieta's side and Kayla's side have taken custody of some of the kids. They were required to take substance awareness training, and the purpose of this is that they are not educating them on anything except how to recognize intoxication, because they're instructed to not allow Rekieta's to see their kids unless they're sober as part of the custody hearing, and they have to take, in order to be the custodian of the kids, they have to undergo a awareness training program so that they can see the signs of inebriation. This is what this person looks like drunk. This is how a person talks when high on cocaine, and so on and so forth, so that they can say, you're not allowed to see the kids, you're not in a good state of mind right now. The Candido County Health and Human Services asked for hair follicle tests from Baldo and Kayla, and they said no. So I don't think they had a requirement that they had to do this. I'm not sure what the technicality is, but plainly the state was not pleased by this. They said that they will have to do usage assessments to maintain visitation rights of their kids. And when Alicia Sweep, the CPS woman, was touring their house, she was denied access to his bedroom. And Rekieta has repeatedly testified that Alicia Sweep is lying under oath about this. And from what I understand, and I could be wrong, when she was in the house, he allowed her into the house to see it. She's as a CPS lady, she apparently cannot force her way into the house. It's not a warrant. It's not a police officer. but they wanted to see the children and assess their living condition. Alicia Sleep wants to do a tour of the house. He allows her through the house, and her testimony is the one about how there were clothes and shit just all over the place, and it was hard to walk on without stepping on something. And she asked to see their bedroom, and Rekieta said no. And Alicia Sweep testified that she was denied access to her bedroom, and Rekieta has on stream, like the day after he got out of jail and did like a stream, he said that she lied under oath because she asked to see it, and he said no, but he didn't like physically block her from entering the room. So he's saying that she's misrepresenting that she was denied access because he didn't like physically force her to not access his bedroom. So he's accusing her of false testimony, which is important because of a thing I'll get to in a second. I made a statement last stream, which I'm sure he heard because it got clipped to Alyssa Clips, shout out, who I think he watches every single thing about him that gets posted to Alyssa Clips' channel. And one of the things that I said repeatedly was that I would accept an affidavit from Rekieta to consent to the release of the body cam footage, which requires either A, to be released into evidence, or B, to have one of the parties involved, any of them, it could be one of the state people, but that's a hard ask, or any of the people present to consent. I explained this before. April, Kayla, and Rekieta could all consent to the release of the footage from the government. They do not. Rekieta messaged me on Signal. He gave me the Baldo signal and sent me a missive about his statements. And his statement was that he petitioned the Chips case, the child custody case, to be sealed. And because it is sealed, if he were to consent to the release of the body cam footage, that would look really bad for him, especially if it was for the Kiwi Farms, because we're a Nazi doxing murder site or something. And he said that the footage would exonerate him, but the layout of the house, having a layout of the house be on the internet, would just show the court how reckless he is with the well-being of his children. Not to say that the fucking layout of the house isn't on Zillow, which it was, that you can't get the layout of the house from public records, which you can, and not to say that having your child test positive for cocaine is reckless endangerment, because that also is. And then he also went on to say that I fled the U.S. for unknown reasons, and also that the Kiwi Farms was a bunch of lolly avatars. So I don't know what he's implying there. It was a kind of ridiculous statement, and I just let it slide. Actually, I didn't. I in my reply to him, I was pretty fucking hostile, and I said, it's not my fault that this happened to you. I didn't put cocaine in your room. I didn't have the hot wife over. I didn't expose your kids to cocaine. You did that. And then he got snippy or whatever. He does this really annoying thing in messages where he says peace, like peace. He does like a monologue, sends me like 3 or 4 very, very long messages and says peace. And then I'll reply. And then he has to get the last word, so he just replies back. It's like, I thought you were done, bro. You said peace. I don't know. He's just such like an aggressive dickhead now. It's unbelievable. But not to take anything on the chin. Today was the day, chat. Now comes Joshua Moon. Pursuant to General Practice Rule 402D and other authorities cited herein, and moves for the permission to audio and video record all future proceedings in this matter, a broadcast and dissemination of these proceedings to the public at large. Rekieta's omnibus hearing is on the 28th of August, and Hardin has put together this lovely 10-page, basically kind of an intervention in Rekieta's criminal case to say it should be public. And there are quite a good number of reasons why it should be public, not least of which is that we have 6 affidavits from various journalists and attorneys across the great country of the United States. In particular, Sean signed an affidavit for us. I think Legal Mindset also signed an affidavit for us. The documents are in the thread right here if you want to go through and see everyone who signed it. There was a couple people who were just like, fans of Rekieta who signed it out of nowhere because I put out the message on Zitter while I still had it. But Sean in particular went out of his way. I went out of my way to sign an affidavit saying that I would be interested. And in addition, by the way, the same day, and this is why we were held up on this, is that there is a prior post, if I can find it, where... Oh, by the way, don't look at that. That's my really shitty handwriting. There's a story behind that, and it's funny, so I'm going to keep it for a rainy day. Right before this happened, we had just received something, one of our requests. This was sent on a thumb drive, and we had to wait for it to arrive in the fucking mail in the District of Columbia. And what it is it's actually 128 megabytes of files. This is a list of all FOIA requests. It has a different name in Minnesota, but it's basically just the FOIA. It's a list of all FOIA requests made to Kaneohe County asking for the footage. This is 578 pages. A lot of it's duplicates, but there are a lot of journalists. There's journalists from the UK. There's a true crime lady in Connecticut. Ewu, by the way, I've made fun of Ewu on the podcast for the What's New Ewu crew. Today, we have a truly disgusting case of child neglect that will send a chill down your spine. A once prominent YouTuber by the name of Nicholas Rekieta, high with 100,000 concurrent live viewers, was now high on cocaine, as was his child. Ewu Storytime or Ewu Media. It's Ewu Media, asked for the Rekieta footage and for his arrest records and documents. So there were a couple, and they have a 5.8 million subscriber channel on YouTube. They were the most prominent person in this. But there are also a couple journalists and stuff too. So these all ended up in the report at the last second. We said we have all this interest in the case that bolsters our claim, and this is my cheekiness. This is a cheeky, not to say that it's not true, but it is cheeky, chat. Rekieta, the defendant, has stated that all trials should be televised to protect the integrity of judicial proceedings in American democracy more generally. Mr. Rekieta, since his release, has alleged that Kaneohe County and its employees have committed a grave injustice against him, alleging by name that a children's services supervisor from the Kaneohe County Health and Human Services, Alicia Sleep, lied under oath to harm his case. And I cannot click that. Hold up, give me a second. It's funny, so I'm gonna find it real quick. I think it's one of the last ones. If not, it's also on my profile, so I'll just go to my profile real quick. And then it's at 900 seconds, so right here. Actually, I can just
charges will be dealt with in course.
1549.
You know what many of you are saying
Me
about
trying to do math like a fucking retard.
When you do take a moment and you work with government, and you can find this in the recently leaked documents, and you cooperate by, say, asking them to come into your home, they will lie under oath to the judge. That's right, Alicia Sweep. They will lie under oath to the judge. They will fabricate a situation that did not occur. They will lie about your willingness to cooperate. They will lie about things that you said. They will generate statements said by other people out of nothing because I was there and that wasn't said.
So,
they will violate
chat.
the rules of evidence.
Vote 1 if you believe that the Rekieta hearing should be public to protect Rekieta from Alicia Sweep. Can we get vote 2 if you don't think that the hearing should be public and he has nothing to worry about? I mean, just from that, what I just heard right there, that's pretty clear. You know, it may not be a grand criminal conspiracy, but he is alleging, in a way, that this woman conspired against him and lied under oath to disadvantage him in court proceedings. What you could call malfeasance in a legal sense. Pretty dire, chat. I don't think anyone should be subjected to government malfeasance. And I think that if the government is being malfeasant, the public must step up and hold them accountable, chat, which is why we are 105 votes for yes, 110 votes for yes, and 3 votes for no. One of the most slam dunk votes polls ever. I can't believe it. 97.4% yes. I think that's a resounding answer. Candy, Ojai County, take notice. And then a lot of this is just the technicalities, because he goes over the precedent for this. Is this a thing that we can actually legally do? Here's why we can do it. But in particular, I'll just read the rest of that paragraph. Permitting Mr. Moon to record these proceedings and broadcast them via audiovisual means will ensure the interests of all involved are protected, including Mr. Rekieta's. Due to the magnitude of interest in attending these proceedings, it is likely physically impossible for all interested to attend these proceedings without technological assistance. Public access to these proceedings via electronic means will promote transparency, educate the public, and have a salutary effect on all involved. I personally would have more trust in my government if I could see the proceedings, chat. There you go. You can read the entire thing on the forum, as well as the binder, in case you want to see who else wrote in the message. Interestingly enough, my thing as well shows up as a our thing shows up as well. So it was me asking for help real quick. That's him making fun of my signature. And then finally, Kayla was offered a plea deal at the last second. I don't think the details of the plea deal are known yet. So, who knows what it is that they're offering her? They might be going easy on her, or, you know, it could be anything. A plea deal can really be almost anything, as long as it's within the bounds of the law. So, who knows? Who knows what they're trying to do? What kind of evil government malfeasant type thing, situation type deals will be going on? I probably should feature that, huh? I will, actually. I'll do it like this. Rekieta. Wait. Should I say I? I don't know how, because it's the feature tagline. If I say I, any mod can feature it. I don't want to say Joshua Moon because that's me. That's a weird way. I'll say we, royal we, including you, chat. We have submitted to Candy Ojai County a request to make Rekieta's omnibus hearing on the 28th public by live stream. Technically, I guess it could be any kind of audio-visual recording, but I'll say live stream. We chat. We. I'm sure Rekieta will be thrilled. I can't. By the way, there's a really stimpy quote in this. I wonder if I can find, just real quick, since I'm feeling snappy. There was one from Sean. Nope, that's Harden. Robert Schilling. That is definitely not Sean. Jacob Maffey. Ray Pierce. Where's Sean? Sean! There he is. Sean! I think he says, I am a lowercase I internet journalist. Throw this out. He fucked it up. I can't believe it. Attorney licensed in the state of Ohio. I'm an internet journalist, commentator on legal issues, and frequently appear in videos. I have been closely following and covering the above caption case that was filed against the defendant. During my coverage of the case, I have averaged so far 5,000 off, tooting his own horn there. On my YouTube channel under that name with approximately 100,000 additional viewers able to watch my videos at later times. I desire to attend all proceedings in the above captioned criminal case. I believe my audience is also interested in the proceedings of this matter. The interest I share with my audience is that matter in large part due to the defendant Nicholas Rekieta and his status as a legal commentator himself. It talks about the Amber Heard thing. I think I even mentioned in my thing. I included this. I don't know if what's his face if if Hardin kept it in. I did say that he was even included in the Depp v. Heard Netflix documentary. I support the petition of Joshua Moon. That's very nice. I want to say there's a part of this. Yeah, no, it doesn't include the bit that I thought. Just yeah, he wrote his own. By the way, we handed out a template to people who would be interested, and I want to say he's the only one that like just completely rewrote his thing. Besides me, of course. I am an adult, technically, incompetent, technically, to testify. I am a sole member, blah, blah, blah. Here's my website, set.st. The Kiwi Farms, of course, is an uppercase I internet forum chat. It says, over the years, I have personally appeared. I guess I should read mine. I forgot what I wrote. It's been so long. I have personally appeared on stream with Mr. Rekieta multiple times to discuss my website and other newsworthy events he was covering at that time. Because of my deep and long-standing interest in Mr. Rekieta in the interest that is shared by Lolcal LLC and its customers. That's weird. I don't know why I called you guys customers. I mean, I guess you are, technically. You guys are my customers, chat. I desire to attend all proceedings in the above captioned criminal case in Kaneohe County and to comment on such proceedings. I suspect that those who use Kiwi Farms would benefit from my commentary and would be interested in these proceedings and Mr. Rekieta's response to the current charges which he faces. Mr. Rekieta previously commented upon trials and broadcast his commentary on various social media platforms. Notable trials which Mr. Rekieta included Rittenhouse, Jeopardy Heard. This is the one that I wanted to find. Mr. Rekieta has always expressed a healthy skepticism of the government. In a live stream Mr. Rekieta shared on YouTube on June 19, 2024, Mr. Rekieta spoke to a live audience of 6,000 viewers for the first time since his arrest. In that live stream, he outlined parts of his defense, alleging broad government malfeasance and directly accusing a state social worker named Alicia Sweep of lying under oath specifically to deprive him of parental rights. In the past, Mr. Rekieta had advocated that all trials be made public. With recent allegations of state and local government conspiracy against him, it would be an immense benefit to the public trust for criminal proceedings against Mr. Rekieta to be made public to the greatest extent possible under law. It would be difficult for me to travel to Minnesota, no shit, to view these proceedings, and even if I and others who are interested did make the trip to Minnesota, it is unlikely that all the interested individuals be able to physically fit in the courtroom. I mean, just me and Sean would fill that fucker out. We got to make some space here. We got to throw some benches out if we want to fit more people in. On information and belief, it would be equally difficult or even more difficult for those who wish to view the trial and my commentary upon it to travel to Minnesota to view the proceedings personally. To demonstrate the broad interest in the proceedings, I asked people who are interested in attending the trial to sign a petition online. This petition received over 1,000 signatures within hours and currently sits at 2,369. We're going to fill this in like the first week, by the way, but I just capped it off early. This is representing only a small intersection of interest between our audiences. The true size of interest in the charges against Mr. Rekieta is magnitudes larger, but it would be impossible for even 2,000 people to personally attend these proceedings due to the size of the courtroom and the inability of the court to accommodate so many people without disrupting its operations. I ask that the court permit me to access these proceedings via audio and video means, and I believe that if my request is granted, it will facilitate thousands of people in attending these proceedings. So what that means, finally, in conclusion, chat, is that if granted, the court kind of has its choice of how it chooses to do things. The smartest and easiest thing for it to do, because I think they already have their own system, is to simply live stream it, like on YouTube or something. They probably have the capacity to do that. If they don't, if push really comes to shove, and they're like, okay, fine, you can live stream it, but you got to do it yourself. We're fucking busy. You got to come in here, and you got to set up the shit. I might have to figure out who the fuck I'm going to send. I'm going to have to select a champion of the Kiwi Farms to go forth and conduct audiovisual recordings on my behest. Now, there's a couple names. I already mentioned Aaron Imholt. He already agreed that he would testify, or not testify. He would do the recording. Someone said that not to do him because he's bad at it. He's not good at setting up the camera and shit. So, um, Medicare was nominated by his fans to be my champion, to roll in with the highest quality, high fidelity camera possible. Maybe Jade can help set that up. That would be a good pick as well. I think Sean even personally said he would go and attend. There was somebody who was really nearby. I think it might have even been Sean, who said that he would fly out to fucking the middle of nowhere, Minnesota, to record the hearing. So I'm just saying this is like several steps removed. This is if it gets approved, and also they say you got to do it yourself. Fuck you. If that happens, then it's like okay. Now we got some crunch time. Who are we gonna send? Maybe we could send Alyssa. You think Alyssa will do it? If I pay for her plane and send her out to That's the funniest one, I think, because I think it would really piss Rekieta off if it was Alyssa Clips in the courtroom. She might even do it too. That might be able to swing it. God, that is funny. That's a funny thought, actually. I like that. All right, we have some. What I'm saying is we got some options, chat. Well, maybe it'll be this will be the final battle of Jim's driveway. We'll send Jim and Alyssa Clips and Sean and Aaron, and then a bunch of people will show up. Like Ralph decides, what you mean? What do you think you mean sending a woman in to do a man's job, boy? I'm flying up there with my camera, and this is going to be a Kill Stream exclusive. And of course, Ralph showing up in Minnesota. Well, that's right next to fucking Canada. So then you got PPP and Andy Worski coming down. And it'll just snowball like that. More and more people will show up to the Kandiyohi County, completely defeating the purpose of the filing to open the case. Obviously, that's hyperbole. It will be a orderly production, and no disruption to the trial will occur. I'm speaking from a comedic standpoint.
Thank you for watching this clip by Colonel J. This is the King of Bold here. Remember to like and subscribe. Juice!